So I just like to speak about an upcoming so-called holiday, uh, commonly known as Christmas or Christ Mass, for those of you who get that. I'm sure a lot of Christians have heard and know some truth about Christmas because of Google and the internet, which is good. Hopefully, Christians, have figured out that the internet is not just for funny cat videos. If it wasn't for YouTube and the internet, I wouldn't know the majority of what I know. And so, Christmas is a time that has been um, on the veneer layer on the top. Excuse me, on the top layer of it has been put off to be the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, it's interesting that we're never really told to rejoice or celebrate his birth, although it was very necessary. We are actually supposed to rejoice in the cross, his death. Imagine that, right? Isn't that like the satanic world to flip something, to invert something? Because everything that God has going here has a satanic counterfeit, an exact opposite to it that the world usually celebrates and that most Christians usually embrace, like Christmas. So let's take a look at a few things that I'd like to show you guys about Christmas. Santa Claus, just what a big coincidence that he has the exact, and I mean the exact same traits as God. Omnipresent, which means he is everywhere at once. Omniscient, which means he knows all things. And he rewards you if you're good, just like God. If you take the word Santa and just change the letters around just a bit, if you put the A and the N at the end of Santa, you have Satan. That's right, Satan. Like I said, everything that Satan does is a counterfeit to God. Satan Claus, it knows everything, sees everything, and rewards you if you're good, just like God is supposed to do. What did Satan fall for? I will be like the Most High, remember? I will exalt myself above the clouds. Didn't he want to be just like God? Well, isn't that the character that Santa is portraying? Isn't it ironic that you just change it around and it says Satan, which means the adversary? And I know a lot of people, unbelievers, they just, oh, big coincidence. Oh, it's just all fun and games until you die and go to hell. That's how unbelievers are. And most Christians just think all this stuff is by coincidence, or it's, Christmas is just a fun time to get together with the family and blah blah blah. Yeah, well, you're celebrating, you know, the counterfeit. You're, and this is people that I love that do it all the time. Like I said, I like something that I heard from a pastor, rightly dividing pastor Steve from Grace Ambassadors. He says it's not a special day. It's I consider every day equally as evil as the next. I love that. So here's some other facts. So I had a friend on Instagram ask me, he goes, "Is Christmas pagan?" Or he says, "Christmas is pagan, isn't it?" And I told him to Google Saturnalia. So let's read this here. The ancient Roman festival of Saturn in December, which was a period of general merrymaking and was the predecessor of Christmas. So, yes, originally Christmas was about Saturn. They used to worship the stars and planets, which in my beliefs, planets are just stars. I don't believe there's planets out there. But anyhow, they used to worship these things, and it used to be called Saturnalia. But my guess is when the Roman Emperor Constantine, he combined The pagan Saturnalia with Christmas, or excuse me, the pagan Saturnalia with Christianity brought in all kinds of paganism into Christianity. Some people think, oh, Constantine was Christian. Actually, no, they were all pagans. It just combined with Christianity, and it is still going stronger than ever today, as everybody can see. They make a lot of money off this stuff, the evil people who run the system. And what better way for Satan to have everybody celebrating pagan things, and getting away from God and looking somewhere else for joy. So, like I said before, if you take the word Santa and you just put the switch the N and the A in the first, second, and third place there, you get Satan. You just switch the words around a little bit. And, Santa Claus has all the same traits as God. And just by coincidence, which it's not a coincidence, but you switch the letters around just a bit and you get Satan. So, these are just a few things that I wanted to show everybody, and talk about. Just so you're aware, we're not under the law, we're under grace. So, in part, all things are lawful. But the next part of that verse is in 2 Corinthians chapter 6. Yes, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient, which means they're not all profitable. If you read the book of, if you just read through Paul's epistles, it's about fleeing from evil, shedding some light on the dark, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Like I said, it's everybody has free will. You have the right to choose, and these are some facts that, at least if you make a choice to, go through all the ritualistic things that Christmas time brings, you should at least hear a little bit to the whole story.